She looked at me with tears in her eyes and whispered, "I repaired it every time it broke, because I promised I would wear it until the man who gave it to me came back." And that is when I realized the woman I thought had forgotten me had been waiting for me for 10 years. For 10 years, I believed I had been forgotten. For 10 years, I convinced myself that Emma Sinclair had moved on. But I was wrong. Very wrong. Back when I was 23, I worked as a gardener for the Sinclair family. They were wealthy, influential, the kind of people whose names were written on buildings, and I was just the man who cut their grass. That's where I met Emma. At first, she would come outside while I worked. She would sit beneath the shade with a book and somehow always find an excuse to talk to me. Then she started bringing me lemonade on hot afternoons. Soon it became coffee, then lunch. Eventually, she was helping me plant roses. I still remember the day I accidentally sprayed myself with the hose. She laughed so hard, she nearly fell into the flower bed, and somehow, I started laughing too. Those little moments became everything. Long walks while holding hands, dancing barefoot in the fresh green grass when no one was at home. I would tuck flowers from the garden into her hair, dreams about their beautiful life together. A dog, 2 children, and a small house. She never cared that I was poor, and I never cared that she came from money, because when Emma looked at me, I never felt like a gardener. I felt like the luckiest man alive. One evening, I gave her a simple silver necklace. It wasn't expensive. In fact, I had spent nearly an entire week's salary buying it. I remember apologizing. "It is cheap," I told her. But Emma smiled and kissed my cheek. "I do not care how much it costs," she whispered. "I love the man who gave it to me." I truly believed we would spend the rest of our lives together, until the night her father summoned me into his office. He closed the door and destroyed my world. "If you love my daughter," he said, "leave." He'd promised to ruin my future, destroy my career, make sure I never found success. He said Emma deserved someone rich, someone powerful, someone better than me. That night, I made the worst decision of my life. I left, not because I stopped loving her, but because I loved her too much. I did not tell her the truth. Instead, I broke her heart and disappeared. For years, I tortured myself with memories. Sometimes, I would see a necklace in a store and think of her. Sometimes I would stare at old photographs and wonder if she had forgotten me. Eventually, I convinced myself she had. After all, beautiful women do not wait forever, right? 10 years later, I attended the wedding of an old friend. I nearly decided not to go. I wish I had known what fate had planned, because the moment I entered the reception hall, I saw her, Emma, 10 years older, 10 years more beautiful, and holding the hand of a little boy. My heart shattered. Of course she had married. Of course she had children. What else had I expected? I spent the entire evening avoiding her, but fate had other plans. She saw me, and suddenly, the noise around us disappeared. Neither of us moved. Neither of us spoke. 10 years of memories filled the silence. Then she slowly walked toward me. "Daniel." Just hearing my name from her lips almost broke me. We talked awkwardly, smiled nervously. I pretended 10 years had not happened, but inside, I was falling apart. Then I noticed something around her neck, and I froze. The silver necklace. My necklace, the cheap one I'd given her all those years ago, but the chain had been repaired several times. My voice trembled. "You still have that?" Tears filled her eyes, and she smiled. "I repaired it every time it broke because I promised that he would wear it until the man who gave it to me came back." My knees nearly gave out. 10 years, and she had never taken it off. Then she pulled an old photograph of us out of her purse. An old photograph, faded with age. It was us, young, happy, and she had carried it with her all these years. Unable to stop myself, I looked at the little boy beside her. My voice cracked. "Is he your son?" Emma blinked, then softly shook her head. "No." A tear rolled down her cheek. "He is me nephew." I stared at her, barely breathing. "You mean you never married?" She smiled through her tears. "I promised I would wait for the man I loved." That was the moment I broke, completely. Because for 10 years, I had blamed her. I had convinced myself she chose money over love. But the truth was so much worse. She had spent 10 years waiting, and I had spent 10 years running. "I'm sorry," I whispered through tears. "I thought leaving would make you happy." Emma shook her head as she cried. "I never wanted money. Daniel, I only wanted you for the first time in 10 years. I held her in my arms again. And there, in the middle of our friend's wedding, surrounded by music and laughter. We both cried like two people who had lost a decade they could never get back. And as I held the woman I never stopped loving, I finally understood something. Love is not measured by money. It is not measured by status or by success. Love is measured by loyalty. And somehow, the rich girl I thought I had lost forever had never forgotten the poor gardener who gave her his heart. Daniel left because he believed he was protecting Emma, but he also took away her right to choose. Do you think Daniel did the right thing by leaving, or did he waste 10 years of both their lives? What would you have done? Love and lies, because every heart has a secret. Subscribe for more emotional stories. See you in the next story.